I flew all the way to South Korea to eat at the world's best seafood restaurant. And you might already be wondering, how can you be sure it is indeed the world's best seafood restaurant? Well, that's simple. It's quite literally their slogan. Located in the Times Square shopping mall in Seoul, South Korea, all the way up on the 5th floor is the Viking's Wharf restaurant, which repeatedly claims to be the world's best seafood restaurant, but we will have to judge that for ourselves. As soon as you enter, you notice the huge water tanks full of different types of seafood and shellfish. There was some serious variety here. There was abalone, scallops, murex, and many other kinds of shells and snails. I noticed they had sea squirts and pen shells, two foods I've never tried before. Behind that amazing display of seafood is the Viking Wharf's Lobster Bar. You could get them chilled as well as hot. This display was pretty small, but there was like 100 more just cooked, and we came right as the restaurant opened. There was a long hall full of prepared dishes as we were led to our table, but we'll get to that in a bit. The dining room was pretty nice, but what I really appreciated were how far apart the tables were compared to the buffets in North America. It didn't feel crowded at all. This would never happen in Toronto. I decided to start out with some sashimi, and nothing can be any fresher since everything is alive in front of you in the tanks. I got a pen shell and some small scallops. From the outside, pen shells just look like enormous mussels with thin shells. The inside looks really similar to a scallop. All the sashimi you choose are brought to your table on ice, beautifully decorated. The only part of the pen shell that was brought to the table was the adductor mussel, just like how scallops are eaten in North America. The texture was firmer than a scallop, but the flavor was very similar. The other small scallops were sweet and delicious. Next, I went to the Sushi Bar. You could order various kinds of nigiri as well as sashimi, and there was probably around 8 to 10 different kinds of fish to choose from. I went with salmon, halibut, and my favorite, sweet shrimp, which were just as good as any sushi restaurant I've been to in Japan so far. As for other cold starters, there was seafood ceviche, bocconcini and tomato salad, pumpkin salad which I heard was really good, roasted beet salad, and a whole bunch of green salads that only a fool would eat at a seafood buffet. They literally only stocked one of each salad at a time. Next, the hot food market. There was stir-fried baby octopus in a spicy chili sauce, boiled pork with medicinal herbs, pan-fried fish fillets, and some pan-fried shrimps. There was crab fried rice, which I apparently decided not to show the camera, but that's fine. Don't eat rice at a seafood buffet. Garlic and chili shrimp, these were excellent. Kung Pao chicken, grilled salmon with soybean paste, seafood pasta, fried shrimp with mango sauce, chili lobster claws, these were really good as well. There was deep fried shrimp, deep fried bananas. Those fried shrimp paste sandwiches you can get at dim sum, lobster bisque, and truffle soup. There were braised short ribs with ginkgo nuts and dried dates, as well as some steamed eggs. Abalone rice porridge, short rib soup, soybean paste seafood stew, some deluxe rice. Looks like there was some seafood, but we'll never know since we don't eat rice at buffets. And finally some plain rice in case you really hate getting value for your money. There was also a whole kimchi and banchan bar, which was pretty cool, along with some spicy cockle bibimbap. For the small plated dishes, there was octopus and chimichurri sauce, lemon butter red shrimp, mac and cheese, ricotta with cherry tomatoes, scallops with basil pesto, an avocado tower of some sort, smoked salmon, and Korean beef tartare. Another thing I really loved about this buffet is they really made it easy to purely eat seafood and meat if you wanted to without unnecessary carbs. Like this would definitely have potato chips or something in North America, and here it's just got a slice of Korean pear. After walking through the buffet once, I headed to the Lobster Bar to start my next plate. I chose a hot steamed one along with some other various seafood dishes. This stir-fried baby octopus was great, tender and covered in that classic Korean gochujang based red sauce. Next I went to the grill bar where you could choose from chicken, abalone, Korean short ribs, cheesy lobster, shrimp, and squid. I chose shrimp and short ribs, which were marinated in a sweet soy sauce just like at any Korean barbecue restaurant. This was also high quality beef, very tender and very well marbled. The short ribs were good, but these huge grilled shrimps were probably the best thing on the buffet for me. They were incredibly tender and sweet with a nice char flavor. These cheese grilled mussels were apparently delicious as well. There was a barista station with all kinds of fancy coffees and cappuccinos and lattes, as well as a drink station with different kinds of waters and sodas. I got a small cup of lobster bisque and some assorted snacks to try while I decided exactly how much I wanted to regret eating later. The lobster bisque was strangely sweet, definitely not my favorite. Also tried this cider, which tastes like 7-Up or Sprite. And then I figured I might as well try a sea squirt since it's available here and I won't know when I'll see it again. Sure looks a lot nicer before they cut it up. It was soft, slimy, salty, and bitter. Definitely not a flavor profile that I would personally call delicious. Which is why I got 3 more of these shrimp. They were so sweet and tender and went great with the chili sauce. For dessert, there was a whole gelato bar, as well as different kinds of cakes that all looked really good. The Earl Grey chiffon cake was supposed to be amazing. This Kingdom of Noah is apparently highly regarded. There's also a fruit bar where you can get juices made as well as fresh fruit. This was the best mango I've ever had in my life. After that mango, I threw in the towel, and that was my experience at the world's best seafood restaurant, the Viking's Wharf. But was it really the world's best seafood restaurant? Let's go over the positives first. This was by far the largest selection of live seafood I've ever seen at a buffet. And not only was the selection incredible, but everything I tried was also as fresh as possible. The Shellfish sashimi was incredible, as was the Sushi Bar selection. This was not delicious, but I was very happy that I got to try it. I will probably never see it on a buffet again. The lobster was good, but more importantly, unlimited. And on top of the great cold seafood, the hot items were equally delicious. The garlic chili shrimp were amazing. The chili lobster claws were also delicious, as were the grilled shrimp and short ribs. The service at Viking's Wharf was also head and shoulders above any other buffet I've been to. The staff were literally watching and waiting to help you, and there was no shortage of staff. They were literally everywhere. And again, I want to stress how uncrowded and calm this buffet was. This is nothing like I've ever been to in North America. But, was it worth the price? The total was 298,920 won, which came out to $141.31 Canadian per person. I should also note alcohol is not included in the buffet price. Wine and beer were pretty expensive, but soju is $5 per bottle, and we had one. At roughly $140 Canadian per person, Viking's Wharf falls into a similar price range as other high-end buffets I've been to that also offer unlimited premium seafoods. But one big thing for me personally is that I don't think you can call yourself the world's best seafood restaurant if you don't offer crab. But But overall, I had an amazing experience at the Viking's Wharf. Apart from not having any crab, the seafood variety and freshness are both as good as it gets. Service was top notch as well, but you are paying for quality here. I highly recommend this buffet to anyone who strictly wants to come and eat a ton of seafood. I hope you enjoyed my review of Viking's Wharf. Please click like and subscribe if you did. And let me know in the comments below if you've ever been here or to an even better seafood buffet. I'd love to hear about it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of Dave Makes Food.